Hi guys. I was just wanting to come to you for a minute and wish you all exciting, happy back to school. I realized today that August will be starting Sunday, I think is August the 1st, and that's just 2 days away. So in our homeschool, we always started our new school year the Tuesday after Labor Day. That's just how we did our school year. And I know public school is going back sometime the middle to end of August. I'm not sure exactly when they start. I know of homeschoolers, friends and family that they'll be starting their homeschool in the next few weeks. So I just wanted to wish everyone a good start and let you know that I am praying for a really good year for everyone, for all of the students and the teachers and those. It's a hard job as you go through school years, and for the students that are learning and the moms that are teaching, and the dads that work so hard so the moms can be at home teaching. And I'm just remembering back to those days when our family was homeschooling, and how excited I would get this time of year when the new school supplies would come in, our new curriculum would arrive, and we would go, get our new school supplies for the year, and things were so exciting. A new year was beginning, and we should always start that new year on a positive note. That's something we always focused on with homeschooling, is we wanted it to be for a positive reason. We wanted it to be a positive experience for our children and for us. We didn't want people to think that we got mad at the school and decided to homeschool, and we focused on that it was a positive thing in our lives. And I would encourage families that have decided to keep their children at home this school year as well because of the coronavirus. Be positive. Let the kids feel like this is a positive experience. This is something fun we're going to do. Make plans ahead of time, things you'd like to accomplish during your school year this year. And for you moms out there, I would encourage you to have a journal, a homeschooling journal, where you write things down every day, what each child has accomplished, what your goals are, what you hope to do tomorrow. It helps you keep on track, and it will be an encouragement to you as you get into your school year and you look back and you see all the things that you were able to accomplish and the progress that's been made. I think that will be an encouragement to you. Speaking about homeschooling, this is a topic that I've kind of had on my heart to share with homeschool moms. How to tackle the toddler in your homeschool. That's a topic that I get a lot of questions from homeschool moms who have young little ones while they're trying to school the older children, and you have this little ball of energy running around, and how do you keep that calm, peaceful, steady atmosphere for your homeschoolers, and yet you have this little 2-year-old, or mine was 15 months old when we started homeschooling for the first year. Our youngest was 15 months old, and he was a very busy little guy. And I learned right away that I was going to have to incorporate him into our school, because I couldn't let him be off playing in his room or dipping things in the toilet or making adjustments to the TV, or all of those things that we all know that our toddlers like to do to us. So I got a bookshelf at Walmart, one of the small ones. I think it had 3 shelves on it. And I brought it in. We did our school here in the kitchen, and I brought a bookshelf, and it was just for him. And we let him know, this is just for you. And we put on this bookshelf quiet activities, educational activities for toddlers. We had puzzles, and this was stuff he had not seen before. This was only for school. This was his school shelf. And he felt very important that he had his own school shelf. We had age appropriate, because as we went through our school, the first year he was 15 months, second year he was 2, 3. At the age of 3, I ordered him some of the preschool books from Rebecca. And he loved that. He loved doing school. But until he was able to sit at the table and enjoy crayons and pencils and things like that, I had to keep him busy and quiet so my others could learn. My daughter was first grade when we began homeschooling, and her hearing was fine, but when they tested her hearing, they picked up on, when they introduced background noise, she lost 27% of her hearing perception. So they told me, like, we had to make sure her study environment was quiet with very little background noise so she could hear what she needed to hear and be able to focus on her lessons and on me teaching her. So I had to keep the little one quiet, and still make sure that he had fun and did not get frustrated with that. So on his shelves, we had, I think it was Usborne, or I'm not sure. It was at the homeschool convention. There were pegs, great big giant pegs on a yellow board, about 12 by 12 maybe. And the pegs, they were all different colors, rainbow colors. You could stack them, and you could stack them until they would make a rainbow. That was one of his activities we got for him. Of course, the coloring books. Something he enjoyed was there were painting books, which he would use a paintbrush and a little thing of water, and as he painted the page, the paint was already on the page, so he thought he was painting, and that worked well. He had stacking blocks, little plastic teddy bears, and little plastic frogs, and dinosaurs, little tiny plastic, hard plastic. We had those on his shelf, and he was too little that first year, but he still enjoyed, like, he would play with them. They came with colored cups, and he could put the blue dinosaurs in the blue cup, and etc., you know. And those were, he had some quiet toys as well. I don't remember what all we had on there, and I do remember every year it changed. We would add as his development changed, of course. But that was his school shelf, and he could only play with those things during school, and he had to be at the table, or I would spread a blanket in front of his shelf on the floor for him to sit on and play with his things. And that helped so much. It didn't take long at all for him to be trained that it's time for school, so he would come, and that's where he would play, and those were his things, and that's what he would do. And that worked very well for us, and I would encourage you all to try to start training your toddlers in the same way. It doesn't take long. I know at church I've seen mommies do this, and I did it myself, you know, when little ones are talking. If you just say quietly, just, it's time for prayer, they'll immediately get quiet and bow their heads. It's the same thing. If it's time for school, and they like to know what time it is and what's going to happen when. Children love schedules. They love to be able to know what's going to happen next in their day. It gives them a sense of calm. It helps a lot. So that's a big factor for me being able to tackle my toddler. Is I found ways to keep him quietly busy, and for him to not be a distraction to my other two who were trying to do school. I know there were times when I was especially having a difficult time teaching a certain subject to one of my children. The other one, I would ask the other one, would you please go play with Jonathan while I finish with her, and then when I'm finished with her, then she would go play with Jonathan, and my other would have one-on-one time with mom. That didn't happen a lot, but there were times when I would do that so that I could have one-on-one time with my students as well, and that helped a lot too. So and every family is different, and every child is different. So as you are schooling your children, you'll find the different personalities and what works and what doesn't work. That I can almost always guarantee you that a quiet learning environment will be so much more beneficial to your children who are learning than if it's chaos and big, loud, noisy toys are flying through the air, and little one is screaming and yelling, and mom is yelling at the little one or chasing the little one, and you leave the students at the table not knowing, what am I supposed to do next? And that's not a productive way to handle your toddlers. So, but they're also a blessing to your family, and they're your students of the future. So you don't want them to learn to hate school before they're 2 years old. So you need to make school a positive experience for all of your children and all of your family members. Look for ways to make it fun and exciting and a happy time. Those are my best memories of when I was having school with my kids around the kitchen table. I miss those days so much. I homeschooled our kids for 17 years, and my grandson is homeschooled now, and his mom is doing a fabulous job with him. And there's been a few times I've got to help with school, and that's such a treasure to be able to spend time watching them learn. I love to watch little kids learn. It's just so much fun. And I hope you all have fun this school year and enjoy your times together. And feel free to send me questions or comments. I would love to be able to answer questions, help you along in your journey. Most of all, I want to be an encouragement however I can, because homeschooling it's a big blessing, but it's a big job, and it's nice to have those that come along beside you and offer encouragement. So that would be what I would want to do for you all. I'd like to be an encouragement and answer questions. And but my main message today was, I just wanted to say I'm so excited for you all starting a new school year, and I'm praying that this is going to be a good school year for kids everywhere, because the past year was so hard. And that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and feel free to comment, leave me questions, and I'd be glad to hear those too. Thanks.